Well, it has been a few days, and the shop is a complete disaster still. There is dust, there is dirt, oh man. Anyways, my plan for this round is going to be to try to get at least that bed in primer. That would be ideal. I would like to get this thing in primer. Would be ideal. This thing doesn't need a lot of work. It's just a little bit around our seams and the edges and stuff like that. So that'd be like super nice. Pull out the inner panels, splash a little paint underneath it, and probably the inside. I don't know what I'm doing inside. Probably just like some spray bed liner maybe. And then it'd be nice to maybe get some paint on stuff. We'll see where we get. I'd like to do that. What did we do? We got a little shipment in as well. Painless hit us up. I mentioned that before, but they sent us, what do we got? We got some shirts. Sent us all kinds of stuff. Here's some tape, some crimps. I wanted a set of these, so we've got some courtesy lights for the truck. I think this was what I kind of was wanting to do to see if I can get the cruise to work in the International. I'm going to try to toy with this idea, see if it'll work. And what else did we get? Probably have a nice banner for the shop. I bet you. Yep. Cool. More stuff to hang on the wall. There's a couple boxes of, I guess this is their braiding, like the wrap, I guess. Yeah. That's cool. Very cool. So I know we got 2 of those. And then we got, I believe he sent us a wiring harness. Yeah, this is like an LS swap harness. So we have that. And then we got, which we're not going to get into it this round, but we have a 21 circuit for the truck. A wiring kit harness kit. So I've never used one of these. I always use the El Cheapo Amazon and stuff. So I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Although it's not this round. It'll be next round we'll play with this. But hey, we'll get into the details on another day here. But hey, at least that stuff all showed up. That's kind of cool. Good old UPS has been holding on to that stuff for I don't know how long. Finally reached out to somebody and we got that stuff going. Anyways, the truck turned out pretty good. You can see I have like an insane amount of scratches. My scratches are pretty bad. I should have 80'd it before, but my fear when I do that is every time I touch this thing, I make the body work worse. So I just pound on some high build and try to sand out the worst of it. If I have to, I'll just put more high build on. I think it's less frustrating for me just to reprime than it is to do spot putty your scratches and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty aggressive with the scratches, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. But I'm not gonna mess with that too much right now. I am gonna just do my main focus on getting that bedside done. So at least I can get it in primer, and then maybe from there, well, primer, a little bit of paint. Eventually we'll be able to get the wiring harness in, and then I can probably do some sanding outside. That'd be pretty ideal in my eyes. But for now, I want to just get the bed in primer so I can do a huge cleanup in my shop and blow the walls off, blow everything out of here, so I don't feel like I live in a pigsty. All right, well, let's get started. Well, I'm trying hard not to make a repeat video of the last one. We have the box, we got our coat of glass on it. So basically we went over all the welds. In here I found it was just easiest to go with the finger and just, I can get the bare minimum that I need in there just to kind of pack into the welds and there. So just have a nice contour. I'm not too worried about the inside stuff. Like it doesn't bother me, and it'll be covered. So, well, in the big picture it'll be covered, but so I don't know what I'll do. Maybe the high build will be more than enough just for that stuff. The front thing, I should do something, but I'm not really too worried about it. It's never, the intention is it's never going to have an open top. It'll always be covered. Anyways, we got all sides done. Now we just need to scuff. I'll probably hit these spots with a little bit of mud, like just a light coat. The panel did get warped, so there is some warp to it, but I'm not going to try to straighten it out. It just is going to be what it is, and it's kind of a satiny flat color that I'm going anyways, so it's not going to matter too much. So we're going to let that dry a little more. Some of it I think I can start sanding, but I'll kind of wait because I'm just going to chew through, hand sand the most off. Hopefully it's super close and I don't need to put a lot more product onto it, but well, we'll see. These ones I had to get creative and kind of just pile it on just to make it look pretty. All right. Okay, well, we just sit and wait a bit. It'll be fine. I think in the big picture here yet, we're gonna have to run and zap in a few more bolts through here for the fenders. I could put a nut in a bolt, but all these I kind of put a nut on the backside and gave it a tack, so we're gonna do the same up here. But hopefully not too much more, and then this thing will be, we'll be able to actually get it in primer. Should be super awesome. All right, let's watch Bondo dry. All right, we are a couple hours later. I think this thing is pretty roughed out. I can only guess that it's going to be kind of good enough. I'll give it one more sand over. I was going to bodywork some of this, but I think we'll just hit it with the primer and we'll see what happens. Before I do that, yep, I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. Got to weld in a bunch of bolts. We'll do that really quick. This panel should take out. It's kind of hard to do just because of my stupid fuel tank. I guess I could take my fuel tank out. And I don't know what I want to do. If I want to actually prime in here, don't really care. I think this could actually get like a rust paint there under here. This is something I want to do is prime this upper lip around the upper edge and then all the sides. It's kind of my goal. Very close. We'll zap up those few little things and I guess we can start mixing some primer. Cool. Well, we got a primer on the box. So, progress. What's the update? Really nothing. We got primer. Oh, I have been sanding the truck down. So you've seen that. I kind of got some 180. I was kind of just giving her on there. And, well, you can see I burned through in a bunch of spots. And I know that was going to happen. I still got a hand bomb in a whole bunch of other little spots, like down here into the nooks, and I haven't done the cowl yet. I'm not too worried about the dash, but I might sand it, just at least the corners. If I have to blow some in, I'm going to blow that in there. And back here, that's pretty super rough. So we got to hit all of that. So future me would like to get paint between the box and the cab, and then even on the sides of the box here yet. So right up here into just a splash around there. So when I get around to bolting these fenders on, it's I don't have to take them back off. I'll probably sand them one more time because I feel like I'm gonna give everything one more shot of primer, just another coat, just because I kind of burned through a lot of it. A lot of the sanding I was kind of doing with the longboard, and not a lot of my truck is very straight, which is fine. Just is what it is. It's you can see this one's kind of like an orbital, and it's flat. So not too much of my truck is flat, so this is not helping me a lot. That's the only problem I'm having with that. So I'm trying to longboard it a little. I don't have any rubber blocks, so I have to get some. We'll probably deal with that when I actually do the last sanding on it, but for now I just want to be basically bolt the whole darn thing together and not have to unbolt it again. That's kind of the plan. So some places where you can't get in with the paint, I'd like to just spray a little bit, and then that way when we blow paint in, it won't be so bad. Anyways, I'm gonna wait for paint to dry. I might do a little more sanding. I won't bore you with that, so I'm just gonna try to shoots through what I can do, and then hopefully we start spraying a little paint yet. Well, I pretty much have everything sanded that I wanted to sand on there. It's it's gonna need another coat of primer, which is fine. I knew that. This stuff here, it just had some epoxy on it, so I do want to scuff it yet, but I'm gonna let that sit overnight, give it a quick scuff. I want to hit it with some high build too yet. And at the same time, I haven't touched the fenders over there. So I want to kind of get those so I can kind of give everything another coat of primer in one shot. That way I can do the paint that I want to do and then assemble the box. I like to at least just splash between the box and the cab. Be nice to do jams and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see where we get. For now, we're just fighting this auto body thing. The big one is I want to just get primer on there because I've been sanding it down with 180. I did get primer on it so I can kind of sand it down with some 320 maybe. And then, because it's just a single stage, I think it's like a single stage urethane is what I'm going to be using on there. So it should fill, you know, it's kind of a thick paint, so it should be fine that way. All right, so I'm about, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes into these fenders. This one's like close enough to done, but it's, what do you call? It needs some hand sanding, stuff like that, and just to get a scuff. It's good enough for a second coat of primer. You can see that I do things differently. I hit this with the orbital, and I don't have a guide coat or nothing, but you can see, well, hopefully you can see the marks. So basically you got to sand those out till you get like a smooth look. This is not the ideal way to do this, but because I'm going to reprime it, I'm probably will block it out. I'm really fighting. Well, I will block it out, but it's just this sucks. Like I just don't enjoy this. But so a lot of folks will have different ways of doing this. I think in the end, it doesn't really matter. Do whatever works for you. As long as you're happy with the results, just do whatever. When I run the orbital, I try to keep it flat. As soon as you start knifing in, weird stuff's gonna happen and you'll make little crevices. Now, the fact I'm going flat and shooting around, like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not going to kid you and say this thing's perfectly flat. The old saying, if you can feel it, you can see it. That's the thing that's going to happen here, but whatever. You know, I'm doing the first sanding to get all this hard stuff out. I want to reprime everything, and then that way I can kind of hit it with the block, and hey, hopefully it's semi-straight. I'm not gonna lose sleep over the fact that it's not perfect. I don't want to. I just don't like having a perfect vehicle. Then I just don't feel like I'd want to drive it. I feel like everything I do would wreck it, and plus I don't want to spend like weeks on end sanding this trying to get it perfect. I want to get it to driver quality. That's my goal. And some people like that. Some people don't. Can't please everybody. I'm not building this for anybody else. I'm building it for myself. So I think in the end, as long as I'm happy, that's all that really matters. I think other folks should look at it that way too. Don't get discouraged what other people say you should or shouldn't do. I mean, in the big picture, I think the bones on this thing are really good. Even if the body's not going to be perfect. The day I'm bored of it and I sell it, at least somebody can spend the thousands upon thousands of dollars to make it nice and straight. But this is getting to the point. Actually, it was a long time ago. I'm not enjoying myself anymore with this, but I can't afford to get somebody else to do it, so I'm stuck doing it myself. Anyways, I'm gonna finish sanding this really quick. So this should be another, I don't know, another 20 minutes, half hour for me, I'm gonna guess. And hopefully it'll be about 30 seconds for you guys. But I think from there, my plan is gonna be, I'm gonna do a quick scuff on the box. The few things on the cab I wanna touch, at least hit a scuff pad. I don't like priming and not having the surface roughed up. Same with the box. It's probably just gonna get a scuff pad deal, and then I can just shoot some primers. I just painted it yesterday, and I think the guys say like that the window's open, I could just spray on top of that. I just don't trust that stuff. I'd rather at least hit it with a scuff pad, and then I'd feel better putting product on top. I don't know, could be right or wrong. That's just how I feel about that stuff. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer than I thought, but not as long as a lot of other people. Anyways, I'm jabbering on too long. I just gotta keep sanding here, and we'll just get this finished up. Well, a few imperfections later, I had some dippity-doos in there. And then we had a whole lot of like pinholes. So I had this other, a finer putty. I guess this stuff, I don't even know. I just had it sitting on the shelf. Didn't realize it was the gold. I don't even know if that matters. I just, for some reason, when it's gold, I think it's fancier and it's probably sands better. But, yeah. God, another pinhole there. Yeah, I don't know. A guy can sit here about 100 times walking around finding little imperfections and giving him a little schmear. But these were bad, so I had to do something up here. Now that I think about it, I didn't touch anything on the hood. And I am sure this one has some. Yeah, there's some right there. Yeah, whatever. Right there, there, there. We'll go over it one more time. Smear a few little spots. Sand them. And then I think we're actually ready to prime. You can see I scuffed this and then I actually put the fenders on. It's just easier. I don't have anywhere really to support them properly, so I'll just prime that. I don't care too much on the back. It'll get undercoated or something. Nobody's going to see that, but I do want to take the fenders off to splash a little bit of paint into this area so that when this bolts on and never comes back off, at least there's maybe the possibility of gray or something not poking through. Yeah. Anyways, wait for that stuff to dry. I'm going to mix up a little bit more because we got a couple little pinholes that I missed. There's probably a lot that I missed, but we'll get the couple that I did just see. What is wrong with this gun? It's just pouring out the tip. Not working good for me. Well, there's no way around that one. That sucked. Golly. I did not enjoy myself that round. The last little bit, the primer was kind of, it's gumming up. I was having lots of problems. We seemed to have a bad batch of primer, so it had like chunks in it. The primer's like way too thick, so I couldn't put it through a strainer. Or usually I don't, because it's primer, you're gonna sand it, but this thing has spattered so much junk, I feel like I'm starting all over with the sanding. It's terrible. Look at this thing. I don't know if you can see on there, all these little spluts. I don't even know if that stuff is like, it seemed like it mixed all right. Lame. Oh well. We'll just stand back and let it be, because that's a very big annoyance. I had that, then my gun was acting up, it wasn't closing, the tip wasn't closing, so it was like every time you'd let off the trigger, it would just dribble out the front of it, so yeah. Got that sorted out, but... man. I'm like over body work by far, and it's like, we still got to sand and actually get to the paint, but I got to do something else. I wanted to paint this, and I still got to do that this round, because I want to get at least spray some of there. Well, I don't think it's going to happen this round, actually. I need to take a darn break. I'm not enjoying this anymore. All right. Anyways, what we're gonna do next round, I didn't get as far as I wanted, but I kind of had enough of this. This whole primer thing, everything else kind of annoyed me, so we're gonna wait till next round. I'm gonna give this thing a couple days to dry. Hopefully all that weird splits will just sand okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do next. We do have to do the electrical, but I think what I'm going to do is I will sand this like I said I was going to do. I'm going to do around in here and the front. Hey, maybe we'll even take it a step and do jams and stuff just to spray some paint, but man, I really just need to take a break from this thing right now. Which is just, we'll take a few days. I am anyways. Anyways. Well, it's not that bad. You know, guy sleeps on it, it won't be so bad. I won't be annoyed with it. Anyways, I think that is where we're going to leave this one, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed. That sucks. Anyways, folks, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later. Well, we got to look at the bright side, though, at least. They didn't get any runs, so I have that going for me. Hey, buddy, you are wet, eh? All we got is rain and mud out here.